Mom and Dad are having a bit of a hard time transitioning to civilian life after so many years with the circus. Did you know they performed their high wire act, 2 tons on a tightrope, for nearly 60 years? Well, just recently they retired, against my better judgment, to South Florida of all places. And I blame that on myself. I took them on a Florida trip a few years ago, and they developed a passion for Cuban food and all things Disney. They are thrilled to be somewhere where they can wear their mouse ears every day and not look out of place. Of course, there's plenty of other things to help them do that. I get regular letters from my mom, and between those and the regular correspondence I have with my professor friend Penelope, who also now resides in the land of sunshine, I'm able to get a fair idea of exactly what's been going on across the pond. This is a letter I've just written to my mom, and I'm hoping I can talk some sense into them. Dear Mom, I received your letter today, and I must let you know I am a teeny bit concerned. Please tell Dad to take down the high wires he ran between the king palm trees over your backyard. I don't care how much he enjoys diving into your pool from so high up. It's bad enough he still insists on wearing sparkly spandex at his age and weight. But his double somersaults through the air are making your neighbors nervous, to say nothing about the local tropical bird population. And no wonder your water bill is astronomical. It's because of the enormous splashes he creates when he belly flops in. And Mom, I thought we agreed that you would stop riding your unicycles to the Pollo Tropical. I heard last week the sight of the two of you unicycling by, juggling your Tropachop bowls while guzzling your pineapple Tropachillers, nearly caused a devastating collision. It seems a group of senior citizens touring on mobility scooters and a bunch of toddlers heading to the playground on their big wheels were so busy gaping at you that they didn't notice each other until it was too late. I understand it took the tour guide and the preschool teachers almost an hour to get everyone untangled. Luckily, Penny sent me a copy of the local newspaper, The Senior Hipster, by Owl Post. It featured the whole story and a photo of the two of you and that weird traffic jam on the front page. Otherwise, I might never have known. Slipped your mind, did it, Mum? By the way, whatever happened to those lovely 3-wheeled tricycles I got you to ride around on? That friendly sales lady at that Wally shop place assured me they were a popular mode of transportation, besides being a great way to stay fit. I hope you haven't sold them to buy more souvenirs. I don't have room for any more Lilo and Stitch beach towels, and the alligator heads are scaring my plants. I also heard from Penny that the senior center has revoked your memberships. They also highly recommended that you might be happier joining the Life Begins at 80 bungee jumpers or the skydiving senior sweeties. Whatever possessed you to try turning a peaceful wheelchair aerobics class into a last man wheeling race to the Pink Cubana food truck parked outside? And then whipping everyone up into a frenzy because they ran out of stuffed avocados. Obviously, a mob of hangry seniors can be quite intimidating to other potential customers. The Pink Cubana people are considering pressing charges. I'm glad to hear you are enjoying the annual passes I got you for Disneyland. Just make sure you remember that the zip line around the top of Cinderella's castle is for the exclusive use of Tinkerbell, and she does not require any help or tips from you and Dad. Even if you do think her posture is appalling, and she should eat more Mickey bars and Big Macs, I hope you learned your lesson from that unfortunate incident last Christmas. It happened at that immensely popular nighttime spectacular fireworks show, which features Tinkerbell flying happily around the top of Cinderella's castle. Well, somehow my parents managed to work their way up through the castle to where Tinkerbell takes off to bring her some last-minute advice and a large, gooey chocolate churro. Now, I know they meant well, but they nearly gave me a heart attack when that line slipped and they were all left swinging between those turrets. They're just lucky I was visiting and had my wand and my wits about me. I still have a slight hearing loss in this ear from that hysterical fairy screeching in it when I had to summon Penny's pet hippogriff and fly up there to rescue everyone. To say nothing of how difficult it was to dodge all those fireworks on the way down with a hippogriff who was more interested in trying to lick chocolate sauce and churro crumbs off everyone. I still think you should have known better, Mom and Dad. You're supposed to be professionals, for God's sake. You should have known that wire was only strong enough to support that anorexic tink. It took the Magic Memory Reversal Squad days to obliterate the memory of all those discombobulated muggles. And I had to appear in front of a hearing at the ministry to explain why I had used magic in front of hundreds of muggles. I'm just lucky they had a sense of humor about the whole situation. I'm not sure I did. All of this makes me think maybe you should consider returning to the circus, at least for a few more years. I know you miss all of your circus friends, and I feel this is a much better idea than throwing that huge Florida-style luau for everyone like you suggested. Just the thought of having to organize and oversee a bunch of inebriated circus folk wearing grass skirts and trying to hula and limbo is enough to give me nightmares. Of course, we'd have to find you a different job if you return to the circus, since you've already been replaced with the fabulous Flying Chimps act. I hear they're quite brilliant. It's just as well, though. I'd feel better knowing you and Dad had your Dr. Scholl's firmly planted on the ground from now on. Last October, Dad somehow got his orthopedic shoe caught in the high wire and ended dangling helplessly upside down over the crowd for 40 minutes while he recited the entire first act of Hamilton. He said he thought it would distract everyone from his dilemma. FYI, no one was distracted or vaguely interested in a bunch of singing American Revolutionary War heroes. That's what led the circus to finally suggest that they might like to retire. It seems that the insurance was unwilling to cover their wacky antics anymore. I was thinking, maybe you could open a new magic-themed concession stand. I could get you some special potions to add to the goodies to make them really unique. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking something like tap dancing treacle tart, poetic pumpkin pasties, cheering charm cauldron cakes, bouncing butterbeer snow cones, and Michael J. lemonade shake-ups that would have the drinkers happily moonwalking through the rest of their circus experience. The possibilities are endless. Of course, that's assuming the ringmaster has forgotten what happened the last time you tried to mingle with the circus goers. They had offered to oversee a group of families going through the magic mystical maze. All they ended up doing was getting everyone hopelessly lost for hours and needing to be extricated by the local search and rescue team. Although I'm really not sure they were to blame. My mom insists it wasn't their fault that everyone freaked out and ran in different directions just because Dad's spandex jumpsuit split when he bent down to retrieve his bag of cotton candy. She says it could have happened to anyone. Or maybe you could just be the official meeters and greeters for the circus. You know, like at that store you and Dad like so much. You could give out some of those "Have a nice day" smiley face stickers. Please write back and let me know if you'd be interested in rejoining the circus. I do think you'd be much happier back there. Give Dad a big kiss from me and keep one for yourself. XX. Love, Grizzy. P.S. Please don't feed the owl that delivers this letter any more of your leftover alligator meat tostadas. They don't seem to agree with him, and I refuse to spend another night holding his feathers clear of the loo. P.P.S. Remember to contact Amazon right away. I'm sure you can return all of those coconut bras and blue Hawaiian and pineapple passion drink mixes for a full refund if you act quickly enough. And just think, That way you won't have to worry about finding somewhere to buy size 3X grass hula skirts. You know, on second thought, maybe I could just send them some silly gilly gummies. Might help them to mellow out a bit. What do you think?